This program proudly brought to you by the Also Foundation, developing the lesbian and gay community for over 15 years.
Hello and welcome to Queer Zone. I'm Yumi.
And I'm Caroline.
We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up tonight.
Yep, we've got a new look Queer Zone as well. We're back in the studio and we're up to 30 minutes.
We've also got an open page segment coming back, which is Linzi's book reviews.
Yeah, and we've got a heap of books, so that probably will go on for a little while there. And
Bent TV News coming up now.
Yeah, okay. Let's hear about Joy Melbourne.
Joy Melbourne.
Yay.
Which is radio, if anyone's confused.
Yep. And Joy Melbourne will be on air in September on Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, but they'll be off the air from the 6th to the 20th. So go and tune into Joy Melbourne.
Other news is Bent TV is having a volunteer induction meeting on the 21st of September, which is a Monday night.
And that's here in Lonsdale Street, number 32, and that's at 6:30. So, it's great if you just come along to a meeting and you can learn all about how to produce shows like this.
And if you want to know what kind of people we're looking for here at Bent TV, you don't have to look as gorgeous as Caroline and I do to be a member. In fact, you can be fairly ugly. Or you can be old. You can be hairy or shaven. You can be dead or alive. And you don't
prefer people who are alive.
It's mainly because of the smell that we prefer you to be alive, but really we're not terribly discriminatory.
Yep. So come along and be a volunteer for Bent TV. And our number here is 9663 5902. So just give us a call, come along to the meeting and join up.
Don't be scared, we're all pretty friendly. And it's Bent TV, but you don't have to be strictly identifying as Bent. You can be anything you want, just come along.
And what else in the community news? That's right, the Precinct. The Precinct is closing. And Tony Pitman has a story about that later on in Queer Zone, so stay tuned for that. Other bits in community news is the P-Flag under 18 disco. Now, this is great.
Unfortunately, I'm just a few years too old to get into this, but if you're under 18 and you're identifying as Bent, gay, or if you're just gay friendly, there's a great disco on for under 18s.
And that's on at Three Faces on Wednesday the 10th of September. And it's $10 to get in. Okay, that might seem a bit steep, but you get all the soft drink you can drink.
So all you little under 18 sugar junkies out there, pay your $10 and you've got non-stop Coca-Cola. I'm just picturing the Three Faces dance floor with all these under 18s just Coca-Cola.
I'm just picturing the line up to the toilets actually. Because
Coca-Cola.
Oh, definitely. And look, I tell you what, they never had something like this when I was under 18. When I was under 18, the only thing that they had was a hetero thing called a blue light disco.
The blue light disco, which was crawling with policemen.
Crawling with policemen, and someone would ask you for a dance, and when someone asked you for a dance, you wouldn't actually dance with them. It was just licensed to kiss, in the middle of the dance floor, and that kind of thing.
Many a first kiss was had at the blue light disco. So hopefully for all of those of you who have been lucky to be born in this new 90s, you can have your first pash on the floor of Three Faces in Commercial Road. If you're lucky. I do have to say if you're an old man or woman and you're kind of hoping to get into Three Faces to this under 18, kind of do and
forget it.
No,
forget it, because it's you have to show ID to prove that you're under 18. Now that, I think, is a fantastic switch, isn't it? It's like, I am
under 18, all right?
Yeah, exactly. So, you have to be under 18.
Yeah, so no borrowing your sons or daughters' IDs to prove it, because that grey beard is a dead giveaway.
That beard is a giveaway. What are we saying? Doesn't matter what colour it is.
If you don't know, Three Faces for is on Commercial Road in South Yarra. So.
Yes, so if you're under 18, go along to that. What else have we got? Girl Bar. Girl Bar is moving. We don't know where to, but it is moving. So bye-bye for now, and hopefully it'll come back in a fantastic new venue. What have you been doing this week anyway, Yumi?
Well, I went and saw a movie actually the other day, Wild Man Blues, the Woody Allen documentary, and I've got to say, I love Woody. It was a fantastic story, but it was very bent TV.
Was it? What was so bent about it?
It wasn't. There was no bentness, except the cameras were frequently out of focus, and really shaky movements.
And that never happens here.
No, it's old bent TV. So this is the new look bent TV. Speaking of which, great segue, Yumi. Thanks.
Oh, fantastic.
This is the new look Queer Zone.
And coming up now, we'll mention the story about Tony Pitman, who went along to see the Precinct closing, which is of course a sauna in St Kilda. So we'll go along now to Tony Pitman on his story about the Precinct.
So stay tuned.
Until after that.
Okay, we're here at Laneway Sauna at 3182, Precinct 3182 that is, and I'm going to go and check out, see if I can find some hot action. When was Precinct 3182 built?
Well, let's say it opened in November 96. So it was getting built from the beginning of 96.
And why is it closing now?
Due to problems with finance from the ANZ Bank.
Can you elaborate on that?
No, I won't.
Okay. Do you think your location in St Kilda had something to do with that?
Possibly we should have been closer to Commercial Road, but I still think it was just the lack of support in the beginning. But it was very slow to get off.
Oh, so clients have been increasing over the 2 years?
Yes, definitely, yeah. The sauna has now 6,000 members on our membership list, so it's not a bad effort in 2 years.
What is going to happen to this place now?
The property has been sold, and Ken Payne is now forced to sell off every piece of equipment that's inside this building to satisfy the bank, and that leaves him with his venue in Commercial Road, Three Faces, is still operating, but also continue to operate will be the Duke Hotel across on the corner of St Kilda Road and Martin Street. That is staying and hopefully will still be popular.
Robert, can you tell us a bit about the murals and the decor here? It's unique, I would say. Where did this bring?
Well, design of the sauna was between Ken Payne and Andrew Jamieson, the architect. The murals that are behind us and around the spa, they were done by Greg Irvine. And just as an example that he wanted to spend the best for the gay scene, this shower area adjacent to us, the glasswork there cost him $25,000 to install there. And the tank room, which you'll probably see later, he invested just in that room alone $350,000. And the fantasy rooms that are in this hallway, they were done on the American or European lines of whatever fancy you choose. There it was.
Will the murals or any of this be saved once the apartments go in?
I don't think so, unless they get the appropriate buyer for it, yeah.
No.
But as far as I know, the developers just wish to turn it into shells and sell it off as empty warehouse type apartments.
Is the sauna market in Melbourne very tight?
Yes, it's probably spread too far. Yes, a venue like this, Ken should have really put this in Sydney. And in fact, Dawn O'Donnell in Sydney, she is doing the very same thing now, a replica of this.
What does this enterprise represent as an investment?
For Ken, he's invested approximately $4 million in this complex, and he's really put his neck out on the line, but it's just too late to save it.
I've just got one question.
Yeah.
What were those boxing gloves on the bed for exactly, do you think?
I don't know, but it's like, I know that the precinct was, it's for guys, isn't it?
Generally,
Now,
yes.
I also want to ask the question, is it just because lesbians don't want to sweat?
Well, I like to sweat, you know. I don't mind a bit of a sweat. I think lesbians are too afraid of tinea, to be honest, to hang out in public saunas.
I don't know. I mean, would you hang out in a public sauna?
I would if I knew that no one would see me with my clothes off.
You see, now the thing is that that's the whole point of a sauna, isn't it? It's to go and meet people.
And show off your body. Like Tony, great bot. That was
Nice bum.
Do anything for Bent TV.
Must say. Sorry about that.
Anyway, stay tuned.
Stay tuned, yes, because after the break, we're going to be having Open Page with Linzi and us.
And doing book reviews, so don't switch off. You're on Bent TV, Channel 31, rock and roll.
All right, stay tuned. Welcome back to Queer Zone.
And as promised, the very special and much loved return of Open Page, Linzi's book review segment. Welcome, Linzi.
Thank you, girls. Thank you.
So what fabulous books have you been reading?
Well, I have been very busy in between reading my new girlfriend's tattoos, and she has quite a few. I actually picked up a copy of Out There, and I'm not allowed to actually read anything. That's correct, isn't it? I'm
You're
not
not
allowed
allowed
to open
to
the page.
read-
Am I allowed to
No.
tell you what's on the back?
There's nothing on the back.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
sorry.
look at that. It's no indication of what's on the inside, but it's caused quite a bit of controversy, and it is fabulous. I won't tell you about the and the but it is really, really good. Get yourself a copy, and yeah, it's fabulous. If you're young, you're gay, you're coming out, or if you're old, you're gay and you're still in, get it anyway. Do you want me to do my next one?
Sure, because I think it's gripping reading, I'll tell you, this book.
Well, it has been gripping reading because I found myself sort of stuck in a genre of private investigator novels. You know, with the PI, she's a woman, and you know, she gets a man in the end. And I actually read one where she died, but they're fabulous. I mean, they're light read. So I got over that, and I started to read the Suzuki Vitara Manual for Something Different.
Now, Linzi, I have to ask you this because You don't even own a car.
Well, well, I do have a little matchbox thing on my windowsill. But the thing is, it's actually taught me how to get myself kick-started in the morning. What I need to do is to replace my brake fluid and my engine and oil fluid and check my spark plugs on arising every morning.
Well, I'll tell you what, with all the flu that's going around at the moment, I think it's very important that we know how to kickstart ourselves in the morning. You know, people think orange juice, but if brake fluid's the goer, well,
brake fluid is the goer. And look, you can take it intravenously, you can snort it, you can drink it. And the other thing is too, I'm learning so many different languages with this book. It's fabulous. It really is. I can talk Spanish. Manuel de Proprietaro, who was the...
I don't think that's a human, Lindsay.
Oh, I thought actually... Well, my new housekeeper, Maria Conchita Martinez, I thought it was actually her brother. But anyway,
right.
Enough of that one. And then the other one was, I mean, this is how fabulous my life has been, because, you know, we had a sabbatical from Open Page because I was writing my memoirs, but I've actually been reading the Watsonia Software Introduction to Windows.
Wow. Why?
Why? Because I can.
Stop, Lindsay. I'm getting a hard on.
Are you? No,
Oh, look,
wide on. I
Lindsay.
think it is Yumi or wide on.
Lindsay, it's got lots of lovely, great pictures in it, though, and that's a good thing.
Well, the nice part about it is I can't open this, but I can open this. So there you go, viewers. There it is. Now, who's been reading?
Well, I've been reading, and I really would like to show you this book. It's by Adam Ford, and it's called Not Quite the Man for the Job. Okay. So, and this is by a local Melbourne writer. Yes, it is, and it's a book of poetry. And I think poetry is quite misunderstood. Like, everyone thinks it's Keats, and everyone thinks it's, you know, all this really long-winded ode to a mosquito and that kind of thing. But it's not. This is really interesting. It's like little snippets, little stories, and that kind of thing. And it's very good.
So have you got one for us?
I do. I've got a very short one, and I think everyone will get something out of this. It's called A Small Revenge. After we fought, I went downstairs and left the house, but not before I put that song you hate on the CD player and pressed repeat. This man knows what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you love to do that? You break up with someone, you get that song, you put it on really, really loudly and just press repeat.
Especially if it were Don't Break My Heart, My Achy Breaky Heart.
Oh, yeah.
On repeat.
Well, my ex actually was playing I Will Survive as I was packing up my stuff, which was really nice of her.
And did she?
She did survive the bitch, yes. But anyway, what have you got, Yumi?
Well, this is a bit embarrassing because this is what I've been carrying around in my handbag, and I didn't expect to have to confess it all today. But I've been to Penny and Cybers and bought my $2 worth of paperbacks. Here we've got The Greeks by HDF Kito. I don't know if you can see that. And the other one is this one. It's an autobiography sort of discussion of Alexander Solzhenitsyn. And really, I'm not geeky usually, but these are just books that I've been reading at the moment. He's a very interesting man. He's one of my favourite writers, so I've underlined a few little bits here for you.
Oh my goodness me.
The effect of this novel. Oh, okay, I'll get to the good bit, all right?
Get to the dirty bits.
Come on, man.
He's a zealous, demanding master of his trade. And I just thought, well, that's not like the Russians, is it? It's not how I remember that book.
Can I actually read you something from the Watsonia Software Handbook, perhaps? Carefully look at the...
I'm going to have to actually cut you off there,
Oh,
Lindsay,
what?
because we're going to have to go to a story about out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about if I read it really quickly? No.
Oh, welcome back. You're watching Queer Zone and nothing but. That was a fabulous story, Caroline.
Wasn't it?
Do you want your brain back?
Thank you. Well, we've almost come to the end of the show, so thank you for joining us tonight. And we're just going to tell you about what's coming up tonight on Bent TV.
Don't change the channel because there's a lot of more cool stuff coming up.
Yeah, exactly. There's the premiere of the Big Fat Arts Show, and that should be great, I reckon.
And at 10:30 we've got Girl Talk. So
With Kay Sarah.
whatever will be on Channel 31. So stick around.
Yeah, and thank you very much for joining us tonight on Queer Zone, the new look.
Remember, induction meeting on Monday, 32 Lonsdale Street in
Come
the city.
on down and just give us a call on 9663 5902 and stay bent, I reckon.